What is up, everyone? Good evening. Welcome on in to the Dads After Dark podcast for Saturday, February 8th, 2025. I am one of your hosts this evening. My name is Mike Cope. I am joined by my fellow co-host, fellow friend, the tallest Gangles in the land, Mr. Gangletron, Mikey Bronner. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing wonderful, man. This is the second best night of my week after pizza night. So I am thrilled we're doing this, and I'm thrilled to be here with both of you.
What night is pizza week? Pizza
Friday.
night?
Fridays.
Cool.
Fridays.
I think
Always
that's
Fridays,
also
right?
Nick's pizza nights.
Yeah. And what about you?
I don't have a designated pizza night. I'm lagging behind.
That's because
as
he
always,
has multiple
well,
pizza
I guess
nights a week.
as sometimes always, we are joined by our producer and sometimes seducer, Nicholas Siegel. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Kind of weird after that comment, but doing good.
I'm not saying you seduce us.
Yeah, well, it kind of sounded like
Everyone
All right.
that I know, when they talk about seagulls, it's never like, oh man, that dumb bird that's down at the beach picking up trash. It's almost always exclusively that beautiful, majestic creature soaring through the sky and the glistening of the light that reflects off the beautiful oceans.
They don't call them the trash pandas of the sky.
No,
I've heard that a lot.
I've never heard that before, ever. Not once.
This is the Dads After Dark podcast, where we discuss all of the things that we'd like to talk about on a weekly basis, but we just don't have the time to. What we're going to do, we're going to bring some things to the table that we want to talk about. We're going to spin a wheel of destiny of sorts to pick out some topics to discuss, review, rank, whatever we want to do. Again, we're the Dad Meets World podcast. This is the Dad's After Dark
This is
podcast.
Dad's After Dark. Yeah. Dad's got
Find us on Apple
hobbies.
Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you would like to get your podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube coming soon, I suppose. Or are we up and running? I don't really know where we're at on that.
You
Nick.
could speak of it as in its future tense, present tense, doesn't matter. All of it.
Either way, find us somewhere. Give
It's
us a
going
like.
to be there eventually.
Go ahead and subscribe, tell a friend, whatever you'd like to do. It all helps. We're going to jump right in, Mikey. I would like to just start spinning the wheel. So, Nick, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's
Hit it.
all we have to do.
Hit it.
Yep. Nice. Oh, it's going to go with the small one first. Ooh, I guess it's kind of boring, but it's also
Fair enough.
boring for us maybe because we're not as into it, but at the same time, it's big news.
This
we'll
week-
talk about it.
In the NBA, Luka Doncic was traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the
To the worst team in the NBA.
I didn't
Besides
wanna
the Boston Celtics?
say it, but I mean, I grew up as a Nuggets fan, and I watched Kobe destroy my soul every single year. So I would like to call them my least favorite team in the NBA. But Luka gets sent from the Dallas Mavericks to the Lakers for. I mean,
Anthony Davis and some other, I don't want to call them scrubs, but bench players. And then first round pick, which in the NBA, because of the lottery system, I don't think like a first round pick means as much. If it was the NFL and you got that first round pick, it's like, okay, still a bad trade, like still a really bad trade, but it would be better. I don't know. Just
so the Lakers got Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris from the Mavericks. And then Dallas got Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick. The Jazz received Jalen Hood and the Clippers' 2025 second-round, and the Mavericks' 2025 second-round pick.
So not only is it a draft pick that's only one draft pick, but it's 2029. So
I
it
guess
doesn't
I'm
even
like-
affect this team for another 4 years.
I feel like I'm having a tough time like reading through that because I'm also trying to process, like, I feel like everybody else, like, I just don't think it makes sense. You have
It doesn't.
somebody that is, how old is Doncic? Is he even 25? I think he is 25
Yeah,
on
I
the
would,
dot.
I would say at
Yeah, he's
least
25.
Maybe. Okay. The GM.
He was just in
for
the finals.
The GM for Dallas, Nico something. He came out saying the reasoning is that you build teams around the big guys, but which I in my opinion, okay, that's fine. If you want to build around a young Shaq, or if you want to build around a young Oh boy, come on, help me with his name from the Spurs. Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
If you want to build around
Wembyana
a young
I think you're thinking of
Kevin
Wembyana.
Durant. What's up?
Wembyana?
No,
Wemby?
oh, that too. Yeah, Wembayama.
Nico Harrison.
Nico Harrison's the GM. But either way, his philosophy is you build around the big guy. Okay, why did you get a big guy that has injury problems and he's older? I'm not saying old, but like not the same age as Doncic.
It's a bummer.
Luka. I just call him Luka, dude. I don't know what to call him.
I also heard that they're...
It's so crazy. There's conspiracy theories flying left and right, and I'm not saying any of that's even close to valid, but hard not to buy into some of that stuff with how wild this trade
It is a pretty wild trade. I don't get it, and it's a bummer that he went to the Lakers.
Yeah.
At the same time, I mean, you gotta hope that he just absolutely puts it to the Mavericks the next time he plays them. But it's wild. As a Nuggets fan, I hope it still doesn't matter. I hope that they stack the Lakers as much as they possibly can, and we can still beat them.
I still think
I just don't get it.
Unless I can't remember what his name is. He actually went off tonight because both LeBron and Luka were out of the game.
Reeves.
But, what's it?
Reeves.
Matthew Austin. Oh no, we don't know the NBA.
Great
well
job.
Yep. But like he has come into his own this year. I know that, and I hate the fact that I can't remember his name. If you could just look up the Lakers score recap or something. But they've got that guy as well. So in my opinion, the
Rui?
Lakers, what's that?
Rui?
No. So in my opinion, dude, I don't know. I don't know much of anything, but I think the Lakers are, I don't know. Okay, let me say it this way. LeBron, with his age, I don't think he's as good in the playoffs, but I don't know if it matters because they have, is it Reeves? It might be, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah, Reeves scored 45.
Yeah, he scored 45 points today. So even if you have a healthy Luka and Reeves, then it doesn't matter. You don't need LeBron in the playoffs to be outstanding. Or LeBron could almost be a bench player. So yeah, I think it's crazy. It pisses me off because I do think the Lakers are gonna
ever come off the bench. He's too
he's
too
the
integral
ego.
to be. Yeah, there's
you
no
can't.
way.
Yeah.
He's too good of an athlete. He's too good of a player still. He's too good of a leader. He's too smart.
Even
he has
if
too good of an IQ. Like they would never take him off the floor.
You're what is it? JJ Redick is the head coach?
Yeah.
Okay. Or is that Dallas's head coach?
No, he's the head coach.
Okay. So
Jason
you're
Kidd
Redick,
is the head coach of the
and
Mavericks.
going into the end of the season, you can tell he's really tired, but you still start him in the playoffs in the first round. You make it through the first round, but during those games in the first round, you see how slow he is, how tired he is, and he doesn't want to come out, but you as a coach have to do something about it. What are you going to do for the second round?
Yeah, but that was when he didn't. I mean, to be fair, it was him and Anthony Davis. And he's got to carry a lot of the team. So now with Doncic, like he doesn't have to do that. He's a little bit more invigorated. He has a little bit more of a surrounding team. And
he can still be a starter,
cast.
But he can only play like 28, 30 minutes, and that's still better than a normal playoff game.
I think he's going to play as much as he possibly can.
Yeah,
he's an incredible athlete. He still has the stamina of an ox. Like,
do you want to be the coach that has to tell LeBron, I need you to sit out a little bit longer?
I don't think he's at that point. I don't think he's at that point.
We'll see.
If he has this, let's see what happens. But like personally, I think if he has the surrounding cast like he has that can take the weight off of his shoulders, I know he's an older player in the NBA, but
so you're saying he can play all the minutes, but like
not all the minutes, but
no, I mean, well,
within a relative.
What I'm hearing is that he can play all the minutes, but he doesn't have to be as aggressive towards the basket. He doesn't have to use as much energy. He doesn't have as much
to carry. He can spread the weight around a little bit. Like I think that Doncic gives them so much more. That opens up that offense so much, and that he instantly becomes the best player on the roster. He can do so much with the ball. I mean,
agreed.
He's going to become an MVP candidate on the Lakers, and it's going to stink for the next however many years. I hope that he doesn't re-sign with the Lakers in the offseason. And somehow, some way, Doncic and Jokic are playing together because that would be amazing. But
spin that wheel.
It's never going to happen.
Let's go. Move on from it. Lakers suck. I hate it all. Go Blazers. All right, leave it up because there's a lot. So just don't get rid of it.
You want me to read this in one
Yeah,
breath?
no. Well, yeah, I guess read it all.
The Alien Romulus review, as well as sharing the Jurassic Park. I haven't seen that trailer at all, so
you want me to read it real quick?
to bring me through the Jurassic Park Rebirth trailer. Maybe we can watch that as well at the time.
No,
The Fantastic Four
we'll just go.
First
I'll tell
Steps
you.
trailer, as well as some Oscar nom movies that you and Nicholas watched, The Wild Robot and A Real Pain,
Yep.
which, from the sounds of it, was a real pain in Nick's ass. Let's start with Alien Romulus. I watched this one, and I don't remember exactly when it came out.
It was last year, 2024.
It was last year. Romulus.
2024, made by the same director that did Don't Breathe, or
I don't
He
know
did a
that
horror
answer.
movie that popped off. It was really popular. I don't know. So it was a really good director.
August 16th.
August 16th. Okay. But it's I want to say it's Don't Breathe. He's the director that did Don't Breathe.
Sure. If that is incorrect, please let us know.
I don't. Yeah, please comment below because I have no idea.
I don't know either.
But either way, it was a more concentrated experience for the Alien movies instead of what it kind of got to with Covenant and all that stuff.
So I think it felt, I don't know if it's more, I guess more concentrated within the Alien world
Sorry,
and,
I mean,
and
like-
realm. It's more like Alien and Aliens and the first movies that were made versus the more recent movies. I
It
feel like.
takes place on a ship. Okay, so that's what I mean when I'm
Yeah,
saying
exactly.
concentrate. Yeah, like
Okay,
it's a
I
more
understand.
focused area. Sorry.
Yes, and it is more similar, I felt, to the originals.
Yeah.
I think the first movie I watched personally was Alien, and then I don't remember Aliens or 3 or 4, but then it was AVP and all the following movies after that, and then I went back and watched all the movies. But it felt more like the earlier versions of and what they were going for. The tone of the movie was great. It is a very eerie feeling movie, and it makes you feel things all the way through. I don't want to give spoilers.
What do
in
you
case
mean by it
haven't
makes
watched
you
it.
feel things like it? Not
I mean-
spoiling it, like hair tingling,
So
or like
just
you're always
maybe
on
to
edge.
talk about the end, like the ending of it definitely sits with you, and it makes you feel a certain
Oh.
way, and it makes you think about it, and it makes you maybe sit up a little bit later that night after you watch it for the first time and kind of think
Oh,
about the ending.
snap.
Like it kind
Okay.
of there's different things that make you feel certain ways throughout the movie, and I really like that. I
Nice.
feel like the tone of the movie, it felt like an Alien movie the entire way through. Of course, there's some campy movie moments throughout
some
the
campy beats.
exactly throughout the movie, but I felt like it was really well done. The environment, the ship, felt big but also very small and claustrophobic, and the AI and the companion that's along with them. I'm trying not to give too much away
No, that's
because
okay.
I feel like you should go watch this. If
Well,
you
I'm
haven't.
going to, and I don't want anything spoiled. So
And it's
I
on Disney
appreciate-
Plus actually too.
Oh, it is.
So yeah,
Okay,
mhm.
cool.
But it's an interesting take. I mean, to see the AI have to make decisions, or the AI companion. Have you
It's-
seen the original?
Yeah, I know. Like, there's always some form of a
It's-
android.
It's like a replicant almost.
It's- yeah, an android,
exactly.
yeah,
But
that goes
essentially
with them.
An AI mind. And
And sometimes they kind of play with the fact that, like in Aliens, they play with the fact that you don't know he's the android
Yeah, exactly.
on board until he doesn't eat in the cafeteria.
you know this guy's
So,
the
yeah.
android. You know he's different, but it's just I loved what they did with his character, and I loved what they did with that aspect of the movie. I liked how that set up the ending
what
and the
could
different-
happen
Yeah,
and
exactly.
all that
It
stuff.
kind of
Cool.
controlled the narrative almost in a way, which was kind of cool.
Nice.
They start off on I can't think of the name of the planet off the top of my head, but it's the
yeah.
work colony where everybody is working.
Yeah.
And then they get up to the ship, and I mean, I just felt like from beginning to end, I was invested and I was having a good time.
Nice.
The face huggers and the xenomorphs and the queen were done so well. It felt like a revamped version of the original Alien.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
just the
actually
character
really cool.
itself, like they didn't try to do too much with it. It was just it was the alien, and it was I love the character design.
It was a good ride, and that's
Exactly.
what that kind of a movie should be. What would you rank it on
So-
a scale?
I mean, I
Compared to horror movies or
It's-
anything like that?
I think it was a very good horror movie. I think it was a very good entry into the Alien universe. Like I said, I was invested from start to end. I want to watch more. I cannot believe that this was a movie that was supposed to be released on Hulu first. I'm glad that they released it in theaters because it deserves it. The actors, the acting was, it never pulled me away, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't the most incredible acting that you're ever going to see, but it was believable. It pulled you in, and you never felt, I guess, like disconnected in a way, or it never like kind of made you break your, what's the word I'm thinking of?
It didn't break your oh my gosh, what is it? The immersion. Thank you.
It didn't like break the immersive feel of like being in and
Yeah.
dedicated to the movie and
Okay.
following along. So I really enjoyed it. I think there were little things maybe here and there that I don't want to spoil it for you, that I didn't necessarily care for, but I'd give it a solid 8.5. I think it's
Nice.
it's well worth your time. It's a pretty decently long movie. It's an hour and 59 minutes, so 2 hours. But as a parent, once the kid is down in bed, it is a great movie to throw on a Friday night, or maybe a nice evening when it's rainy outside and you can throw
Yeah.
on the fireplace, or it's snowy, whatever. I don't know. Great horror movie, great alien movie. If you like the genre and if you like the series, it's definitely worth your time. I really enjoyed it. I'd suggest it to you. Nick, you should watch it too if you haven't watched it. But I really liked it.
Do you want to throw any additional dad bonus points, or is it definitely not it's a movie you should watch, but as a dad, it's not going to be easily accessible?
I don't know. I feel like the whole Alien series is kind of a dad series, right? Like it's a sci-fi outer
yeah,
space alien movie.
Yeah, it's
where
a
there's
movie.
destruction and death and fighting and violence and gore and acidic saliva.
Sure, I think I'm approaching it more of like ease of access for a dad to be able to watch
Yeah,
it.
definitely don't watch it around your kids,
Yeah,
for sure.
okay.
There's an age limit that's probably acceptable, but I think it's the perfect dad movie,
Okay.
right? Like I remember watching sci-fi movies with my dad when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
we watched some horrible sci-fi movie channels, or sci-fi movies, like the original sci-fi originals. Did you ever sit down and watch those?
What?
Where Sharknado came from?
Yeah,
the
all that
original
fun
sci-fi
stuff.
movies.
Mhm.
Ugh, some of those were awful. So
They're all amazing.
I,
don't know
as a
what he's
dad,
talking
give this one
about.
2
I was
thumbs
in middle
up.
school.
I would enjoy watching this with my dad if I was a little older. I'm probably not going to watch
Yeah.
this with my 2-year-old, but it's a good time. I think everybody should watch it.
Okay. What do we have for movies coming out this year? I guess I just wanted to touch on the fact that we got 2 new trailers. So Jurassic Park Rebirth, they go back to the original island, it looks like, and they're trying to collect the DNA of 3 different dinosaurs, like the most
Are we
apex
able to
predators.
play the trailer, or
No.
would we get DCMA'd for that?
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Can we play it for 2 minutes and then cut it out?
do you? Okay, fine, go for it.
Do it. Send me on a ride. All right. So you just shared the trailer for Jurassic Park. What was the other movie on there?
Jurassic Park Rebirth, and then
Fantastic
we
Four.
have Fantastic Four First Steps, which you have seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, anyways, we watched the trailer a little bit before you on Rebirth. I would prefer watching a Jurassic Park movie that's a little bit more isolated and concentrated. That movie definitely gave me more of Jurassic Park 3 vibes, which is not a good thing. I enjoyed it as a kid when I was in the 6th grade, but it's not a great movie. And the last movie I didn't even watch, Jurassic
I don't
World.
think I did
Chris
either.
Pratt edition, Volume 3. But it was, I don't know. So nothing about that attracted me because maybe it was a little too grandiose. I like it when it's a little bit more smaller scale, like I was saying. So I'm kind of interested. Gareth Edwards as a director, he gets movies done. Like he is concise. He's a executive friendly director, if that makes sense. Like he's not going to go crazy with it. but as a writer, he's very all over the place. So I don't necessarily know what to think of it. I do think the movie's going to be a flop in the studio's eyes. Like, I think it'll make 500 to 600 million, but that's a flop for them. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I think it looks fun. That doesn't mean it looks great. I love Mahershala Ali. I think I'll watch anything that he's in. Again, that doesn't mean that it looks good. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
The other movie that we wanted to talk about was The Fantastic Four. And I'm curious to know how you feel about that because we haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah.
I am very cautiously optimistic and excited for this new version, for this new vision, I guess, vision.
So this movie, as far as it goes with the trailer impressions, I did like what I saw just for the style of it being in an alternative universe where it's like retro futuristic vibes. Like it's basically not meet the Jetsons. Oh boy, what is it?
The Jetsons?
Is it just the Jetsons?
I'm
Why
fairly
did I think
certain
it was
it's
Meet
just the Jetsons because that's the theme song.
Oh,
Meet the Jetsons. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just the Jetsons.
Wait, no, that's we're the Flintstones.
It's the Jetsons too, I think. We're gonna have to look this up off.
Yeah,
I think maybe
is.
they're the same.
But the style of it looks cool. Oh, I love those actors. I'm really excited about the guy that plays the Thing. I can't remember his name, and the guy that plays Johnny Torch, right? The Human Torch, Johnny Fantastic. I don't know. So
Johnny Storm.
I'm excited about that.
Joseph Quinn is his name.
Thank you.
And why can't I think of it?
The Thing.
Yeah, I got to look it up.
Yeah. So I think it looks good as
Ebon
far as
Mosk Bachrach.
That's right. From the Bear plays cousin. So I'm excited. But I'm tepid because I've kind of fallen out with the not Fantastic Four, but Marvel, stuff. I have not even seen the Marvels. I haven't seen a lot of the TV shows that have come out lately. I'm just kind of out of sorts with Marvel right now. So, and I think a lot of people are the same way. Like, I don't think it just factors into the fact that I'm a little bit more busy now. I just think when I have spare time, I'm fatigued. Like, so I don't want to spend more time doing that. I'd rather spend more time with something fresh and new. This does feel fresh and new. So I hate to say this, but like, if people are raving about it, then I'll go see it. But I'm not going to go show up without knowing how people feel about it, because I really like the actors and I don't want to see them squandered.
I don't believe you. First and foremost, I don't believe you. You know that we are going to either go after our kids are in bed, or we're going to ask our wives to watch our kids for one night so that we can go watch this movie in theaters.
That's fair. We'll go do a review.
We
are now.
Well, regardless of doing that, but yeah, exactly.
That everyone wants to listen to.
Exactly.
We're going to give
arbiters.
our opinion on it. Okay.
Regardless of that, though, you know we're both going to the movie to watch this, and whether we like it is a different story.
I don't think I would. If it was like, it's fine, I'm not going to go see it in theaters. I'll just wait for
Pedro Pascal and the whole cast that's in this.
Dude, I'm sorry. Unless people say
you're that far out with Marvel.
Yeah, unless it's.
Are you more excited for Superman?
Yes. Yeah, I definitely want to go see Superman.
Cool.
But that's because I'm
kind of excited for a different universe.
Yeah, and honestly, like when it comes to movies, like I know what I like and what I don't, and I like a James Gunn movie. And honestly, Gareth Edwards' last movie, The Creator, wasn't really all that great, and he was a writer on it. And I don't. The Creator?
No, Gareth Edwards' last movie.
That's what it's called, The Creator.
Oh.
Yeah. See? Exactly. That's my point. Like his stuff doesn't stick nearly as well. And I think he's a writer on a lot of it, and it's not that great. He does very basic formulaic writing. I'm maybe speaking out of turn, honestly, but it just like, I'm just not as engaged. Whereas James Gunn, dude, he comes in with the style. He has good music, and even if it has formulaic writing,
You know what you're getting into.
I know what I'm getting into, and I'm gonna have a good time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Superman.
Sure.
Out of those three, Superman, Fantastic Four, and Jurassic Park, which one do you think is going to be the biggest box office success?
Success?
Yeah.
Not Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Although it does do the most
I
consistent.
think Superman's gonna be the biggest success out of those.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think so. I think you're right. But if Fantastic
If it's a decent
Four,
Superman with James Gunn,
Yeah.
like I think it's
he's
gonna-
one of the most iconic superheroes. Like,
yeah,
if
but
it's a
Superman's
good
also
movie-
sucked before. So
yeah, but if it's a good movie, I think people show up. I don't think that we're in the same universe we were originally. So,
God, I hope that. I just hope that the first few movies with James Gunn are good so that we can see all of it. I would
Yeah.
love to see the Batman that he wants to do. I would love to see the Aquaman and the Flash and all. Like I think that the DC universe has such a good set of characters and especially villains that there's so much material there and there could be so many good things done with it. And it would feel new.
Absolutely. 100%.
Which is, I think, what we're like. I feel like Marvel peaked, at least for me, with Endgame. It was kind of like that was so perfect.
Yeah.
And
They should have taken a break. Just take
I
a
don't know
break
if you
and,
do, though,
and
but
come
then-
back later.
I mean, you watch some of the shows like WandaVision, and I loved
And that's
Agatha
really
all along.
good. Loki
so
was really good.
It's hard to know what the right move is, right? You don't
Yeah.
want to over inundate people with Marvel, but at the same time, I don't know. We'll see. I'm very excited for Superman. All right,
Well,
give me a quick, like we did last week.
Yeah.
You and I both watched an Oscar-nominated
Yeah,
film.
so we have the Oscar noms that came out. And
This week you
and I
watched.
This week I watched The Wild Robot, which is nominated for Best Animated Picture.
And Best
then-
Picture, right?
No,
Oh.
just Best Animated Picture. And then Nick watched A Real Pain, which features Kieran
Culkin.
Kieran Culkin.
Kieran Culkin.
Kieran Culkin. Oh, it's hard not to throw the extra N in there.
I got
don't
you.
know why. That's so weird.
I don't know either.
So I'll touch on mine real quick. Wild Robot is one that when it came out, I'd already seen the trailer, didn't think too much of it. But then the reviews came out and everyone loved it. But it's still an animated movie, and as an adult, I have to pick and prioritize what I actually want to do with my time. So I didn't actually watch it until it was available on Peacock, which it still is, by the way. It's on Peacock right now if anybody wants to watch it. It is fantastic. The cast is Lupita Nyong'o,
yeah.
or is it? Yeah. I know I butchered her name, but she's the main character. She's the robot, and it's a robot that's like a service robot in the future to help people with their tasks. But she's marooned on an island, doesn't know how she got there and whatnot. And so she's trying to ask all the animals what she can do to help. So it's just this journey. It's based off of a set of books for their illustrated or graphic novels for middle schoolers. But it's based off of that series. It's so well done. The way the characters are developed, the way her character develops. And then my personal favorite is that Matt Berry is in it. And he's the beaver. And his line, I took a screenshot of it. Hold on.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know he was in that. I didn't know Mark Hamill was in it or
Yeah.
Catherine O'Hara. That's amazing.
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara's
Pedro
in it. That's
Pascal,
right. She's
he's in
the
everything.
opossum.
Ving Rhames.
Rames. Yep. He plays the Falcon, dude. It's so good.
I had no idea.
It's so good.
a great
And
cast.
I won't really dive into story beats because I don't want to. I want anybody that actually is excited about it after hearing this to go watch it. We watched
definitely
it
will.
twice in one day.
Really?
Because I watched it and then Cassie walked down like 35, 40 minutes into it. And then she watched the end of it. And I think she was so moved by it or something that she wanted to watch the beginning. And then when she started the beginning and it got back to the point that she had originally jumped in, just watched the rest of it. Like it's just It's just really good. I don't know, and it's a good.
I mean, if you watched it twice
set
in a
story.
day, I think that says something. That's great.
Yeah. So he says, okay, so Matt Berry's character, he's the beaver in it, and he's called Paddler. And the best quote from the line that he says is, so the other animals on the island come up to him to ask for his help, but they're trying to schmooze him.
Does he have an accent in this movie?
He's Matt Berry.
Wonderful.
So it's very much so just him. But all the other animals come up to try and schmooze him. And when they do, and he turns around, he goes, "Male bovine excrement." So he's trying to say
I love
BS
Matt
to
Berry,
him. But
yeah.
dude, it's
Matt
so
Berry.
good. And the way he delivers it. Anyways, he has very few lines, but he steals the show for me. Great movie. Go watch it. Definitely. If I'm going to give it a quick review, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, but then I'll give it like a +2, +3 bonus for dad, because you can watch it with your kids. Harrison really enjoyed the visuals. It's both applicable to children and adults.
Nice.
And it's got rewatchability. So I don't mind putting it. If Harrison was like, I want to watch that movie repeatedly over and over, I'd totally be okay with it.
Nice.
Yeah. Nick, what'd you think about A Real Pain?
Which, first and foremost, I was trying to see. That was the movie. The movie wasn't nominated for Best Picture. Kieran Culkin was nominated.
Yeah,
Okay.
as the actor. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we didn't watch any of the Best Picture noms this week.
We're gonna have to get back on that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. There's
All right.
some I'm not looking forward to.
Me as well. Nick,
Yeah.
take us away.
So I've been trying to think about it for the past couple of minutes, and
I think you said it very eloquently earlier.
yeah, but I want to lead into this. So, like, you ever been on a hike and there's this really big peak at the end, right? Or like, in the middle, right? You're supposed to have
False peak.
yeah, no. Like on the map application, it says like, no, there's a peak at the end, or like in the middle-ish kind of thing. Okay. Right? Then you go on this hike, and then you keep seeing it in the distance, right? But you keep going up and
It
down
never gets closer.
on these false summits, and you're like, damn, this is a lot of work. And then what happens is you end up at the parking lot before you ever get to the peak, and you realize you took the wrong trail.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what this movie kind of felt like to me, is that it was the wrong movie to pick for the movie watching night that we had.
Did you watch
So-
the trailer before you actually watched it?
Yeah, and okay, so here's what I would say. I know what it's about, and if you know what it's about, it's not because of the topic that it's about. So
What is it about? I have no idea what it's about.
two cousins end up in Europe to essentially pay their homage to their grandmother who passed away.
Okay. So kind of like a Big Fish-esque.
Not
maybe.
wild like that. No.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
No, it's just, and their grandmother was a Holocaust survivor.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
Oh.
they go on this tour with these people, and essentially you get to see the concept of you love your family, I guess, no matter what, because of the roller coaster of emotions that
And
both main
reveals?
characters have. Both main characters are just,
In some crazy
messy.
spots.
yeah, and yes, very much
Okay.
so. Like, very much so. And one is like, yeah, I don't know if are you going to watch it?
No. Spoiler alert.
I might watch it. I don't know. It might be a Mikey movie. You haven't
and I think you-
dissuaded me yet.
I think you could tell by the trailer. What I would say is like, there's a charismatic one, but who struggles when not in groups. And then you
okay.
have a very lonely kind of person who, closes in on themselves around people, but who has their life together kind of thing.
Yeah.
And when they both look at kind of each other's lives, it's like grass is always greener kind of situation too. But oh my god, yeah,
Just not your type of movie.
it's yeah.
When you got done with it, what feeling did you have?
I wasted my time,
Oh,
unfortunately.
so you were just pissed that you watched
Yeah.
it.
It's got a
Okay.
96 on the Rotten Tomato.
Yeah, see, I don't want to know anymore. Now I have to watch
But
it.
so, okay, I would also say
7.1 on IMDb.
cinematography, really pretty,
Oh,
really
cool.
cool shots, I thought. Like,
I'll enjoy
you're
that.
going around Austria, right next to Germany, correct?
Sure.
Yep.
Mm.
hmm We
can go with that.
Yep.
I believe it's
We know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
yeah. And I watched the movie. Whoops.
Um,
But
take place. Poland.
Poland, sorry, even worse.
Oh yeah.
That's
yep.
worse,
Nope.
yes.
That's.
Yeah,
yep,
I was
no,
gonna say we weren't even.
Yeah.
I
There's
mean,
a
we were
lot
kind
more
of close,
history.
but not
Yes.
really.
Yeah.
But again, it feels like, oh my gosh, there's going to be this moment, and it just
Never comes.
rounds off.
Oh, that's
And
so
then-
disappointing.
And then there's another moment, and it just rounds off, and you're like, how is this okay? Like all of these different things like that happen, and
How is this okay?
just like more so, it yeah.
So if you had to give
I-
this,
I
sorry,
think
go
it's
ahead.
the judgment, or it's sorry, not the judgment. It is the idea too of like potentially ADHD or dealing with anxiety or that kind of stuff, and that's a hard topic to put down. But I don't know how it gets a 96. I don't know. Again, Kieran, great.
Good
acting.
performances.
Oh my gosh. And that's what I would say.
He is a good actor.
If you go in expecting that this will not have a peak ever,
Right.
that it is just watching people act, it's a good acting film.
Do you what would you watch it on? What streaming service? Or did you rent it or something?
No, my brother. I mean, it had to be something. I don't know. Sorry.
Mike might be able to find out. What would you? So it's a 96 based on, or 96% on Rotten
That was
Tomatoes.
Rotten
What would
Tomatoes,
you?
yeah.
What would you give it?
Again, I think a lot of things balance out. Like pretty cinematography, really good acting.
But if the story sucks, I mean, it brings it down.
But
Like,
that's what
yeah.
I mean. So, I don't know. Maybe a 6.5 for
There you
me.
go. That's
I don't
fair. Nice. Did you
That's fair.
find out what streaming service it's on?
No, I didn't.
That's okay.
I was
It's
looking
out
up on
there.
the Oscars
If people
one.
really want to watch it, they will.
They
All right.
will.
Let's
Join us next week when we continue to climb our way through the Oscars. We have plenty of movies to
yeah.
watch. We have
Yeah.
till March 2nd. I didn't know we had that
Yeah,
long.
we do. We still have
Yeah,
time.
that's great. Okay, fantastic. Nick, go ahead and spin.
Well, do you want to spin or do you want to take a quick?
That is correct. We should probably
Yeah.
go ahead and pause.
Because I think we're
for our
already like
sponsors.
45 minutes into this episode.
It's fine. But you're right. Let's go ahead and take a break.
Yeah.
Just derail the train. Nick, cut it. Mikey,
Nope.
you've known me for a long time.
Yep.
I've known you for a long time. We've known each other as single men. We've known each other as dads. Would you say there's a significant change since you've become a dad in the way that your body is potentially breaking down and the way that your breath smells?
Yeah, my hormones have definitely drastically changed.
Almost like there's something dying inside of you and it's starting to rot and smell from the inside out.
Pregnancy will do that to you.
Have you heard of a little thing called defeat dad breath?
Uh-oh. No, I have not.
It's a little donut dunker that you can throw down your little gullet hole there, and it just helps you with all that bad breath throughout the day. It's noon and you're smelling like you just got out of a pond. Nobody wants to sit next to you. Nobody wants to hear you talk. Nobody wants to have a conversation with you because you could kill grass with the way that your breath smells. Go ahead and throw one of these little donut dunkers down your throat. You're going to be smelling good for the rest of the night. You got your wife coming home a little bit later. You don't need to brush your teeth. You threw a donut dunker down your throat. You threw 2 down there. You're good for 2 days. You don't need to brush your teeth. Let those things rot. You could kiss her with gums and you'd be fine because your breath is smelling great. You're like one of those Chippendale dancers from the early 90s. Yeah, you're giving her a little dance and a little smell after. Daddy dunkers. Eliminate dad breath. Welcome on back. That was a lovely ad.
Can I ask you a question? I don't know much about that last sponsor that we brought on board. Any chance that what Daddy Dunkers actually are is just a breath mint? Is there?
I think it's a breath mint with extra steps.
Uh-huh.
They gave us money.
Okay.
I didn't choose them. You and Nick take care
Don't
of
you
all
put
of that.
this on us. Don't you dare put this
Nick
on
wasn't here last week. He said he had some new people on board. Things happen. All right, Nick, we have just about time for 2 more spins of the wheel. So
Yeah,
go ahead and
2
spin
quick
one more.
ones.
Spin it for me.
2 or maybe 1, just depends. Okay.
All right.
You
Mikey,
get to don't
we may
get too
need to
far
skip
into it.
this because how many episodes of Severance have you watched?
I've watched the first season, but I also don't wanna
Have you
spoil it
watched
for
any
people.
of the second season? Nick, remove it and spin that wheel again.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is, what are you doing?
No, I know, but we don't have I don't have Apple TV Plus right now. We pick and choose our streaming services. All right.
All right.
We probably just do this one then, because this is a big one. Unless you can,
see where we're
unless you
at.
can keep the Dragon Age
You know what?
review
I'm
down
sick
to a minimum.
of you trying to put me in a box. Just let me live my life. I didn't do this to you when you hosted. I don't know why you're doing this to me when I'm hosting.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. I don't know if you woke up at 4 o'clock every day this week, but I did. So I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to keep us where we need to be. I'm going to keep us on track. I need you to sit down and enjoy the ride.
Sat and writing.
We are going to give you a Dragon Age review and a PGA 2K25 demo preview,
Yep.
which I believe was the back 9 at TPC Scottsdale.
Yeah. Yeah. To coincide with the Waste Management Open this weekend.
Yes, sir. So I'll start. And I know that this was a game that came out late last year. I think
Dragon
we were
Age, the
both,
Veilguard.
yes, I think we were both very excited to play this game when it came out. When we
was.
heard about it coming out, and even up until diving in and playing this game, I was excited. And I don't want to say it was a horrible game, and I feel like that's kind of how I'm starting it off. But I don't think it's worth your time. It starts off very strong. Maybe not very strong, but the animation, I liked the animation. Maybe I'm in the minority, but I liked the animation. I liked the style of it. I also wasn't like caught or stuck on the style of the original games. I played Inquisition, but I am fine with a little bit of a graphical change and a stylistic change, as long as the story's good and as long as the writing and everything else feels the same and brings me in and it feels like a Dragon Age game. And I just didn't get that feeling. It started off and it was fun. I am learning this new combat system, I guess, ish. To me, it wasn't the same combat system that we had in Inquisition. It was definitely different. It was a little bit more bland, I guess it felt like.
It's more action based in the new game, and it's more turn based in Inquisition. I've watched someone play Inquisition and never played it.
But it's not like Baldur's Gate. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit different than
What,
Baldur's
Inquisition?
Gate. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked the Inquisition more than I liked Veilguard. But I will say, like, it started good. The action is smooth. The combat felt good. It felt fun. But then the story kind of felt like it just drug out. Mm-hmm. It didn't capture me. It didn't bring me in. I didn't feel like I had a choice in an RPG, which it felt like I was just playing Rook. Like, we can all choose a different character. We can all get slightly different endings. Or we can all get different endings to the game. But there's not like a wide spectrum of things. Like in Baldur's Gate, which we're never going to finish.
Oh, we're going to finish.
But
We're going to finish.
maybe when we retire. It feels like we can go so many different places and we have such a different effect on the world, where it just didn't feel like my choices really mattered that much in Dragon Age. The story didn't continue to draw me in. It felt like I kind of had to force myself to finish it, and I had put so much time into it that it was like it's almost like that sunk cost fallacy that I put so much time into it, so I have to finish it. I probably should have just stopped playing when I stopped having fun.
Yeah.
But the combat started to get repetitive. The story started to get repetitive. Once I realized that I had to get every single character to the Veilguard rank, or the hero of the Veilguard rank, like I lost interest in that. I don't want to get every single one of those characters through their storyline. I don't have that amount of time. I put over 90 hours into the game and I only got 2 characters. Granted, I got distracted on side quests and doing some other things, but I just, I don't know. It felt like it started strong, then it got very repetitive, and then it turned into kind of a slog to finish. The ending of the game was fine. The ending of the game drew me back in a little bit. There was a twist at the end. There was something that you don't see coming. There was a fun finish depending on how you finish the game, I guess. So the ending is worth it, but it's tough because it's, you know, the beginning is fun and the end is fun, but the entire middle, however many hours you want to put into it, it's okay. So there's other stuff to put your thing in. If I'm going to give it a score, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Wow.
I don't know, man. It wasn't fun at a certain point. Like I lost fun in it. I feel like for me, that's when I start to lose. You lose points with me when it's just like, this is just a slog. And there's no, the combat, like you get different skills and you can add to your skill tree, but it's just like, I was a mage and I did the Spellblade build, and because I wanted to use magic and I wanted to use a blade as well. And I felt like I got a good amount of both worlds, but I just never felt really challenged. I kept upping the difficulty and I just never felt challenged, but I also never felt like the characters in my team were helping me in the battle. Like they were never really doing enough to make an impact. Like I was just waiting for their mana bars to refill so I could use their special attacks. And even when I did that, it was, you know, I could do as much damage with my character in like while I'm waiting for their mana to build, if that makes sense. Like you're waiting 10 seconds for your teammates to do as much damage as you can continue to do to the thing. So I don't know. I didn't think it was great. I felt like it was repetitive. The world didn't bring me in as much as I wish it could. And we'll see. I am worried for that studio. I don't know how long BioWare has left, but I hope the best for them. I think it's a little bit of there's not as many people left at BioWare as there once was. Probably nobody. But
they cut their workforce in half. They're a pretty small studio now.
A lot is going to ride on Andromeda, and that might be it.
No,
we may not even see
Mass
that.
Effect
There's
game.
a chance we don't see that.
Not Andromeda.
No,
The
you're
next
right.
Mass
I'm so
Effect
sorry.
game.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So I also played the PGA 2K25 demo. I've put over 200 hours into PGA 2K23. So
Jesus,
I feel like
thought you were going to say you put over 200 hours into the demo.
Oh, I could. If this is the only thing they release for the next 2 years, I'll put 400 hours into it. I don't care. It's fantastic. The gameplay is so much better. The graphics are better when you're creating your player and you're like spinning them around. You can see their hair flowing. It's delightful.
You can
it is
feel
everything.
your hard drive working.
Yeah.
Your graphics card's pumping as much as it can to keep that hair moving.
Dude, it's the same engine that was on before, but
Really?
it's just actually utilized for the current gen system, so they push it harder. The course creator looks like it's going to be so much more in depth with what you can do. There are tools within that are going to be fantastic. But when it comes down to it, the graphics look so much better. The waste management open, even though it was a demo and they were trying to put it on display, looks like it's an actual depiction of what
I was
the
going to
waste
say, how is
management
the
would be.
lighting compared to...
Yeah, lighting is really good. You know, they got people from EA PGA or whatever the EA game is called. But it's a huge improvement. I played on Pro, which kind of forces you to work with their mechanics a little bit more. I think it's less punishing in some ways, so more people are going to actually be really drawn to it. But you can also just do the perfect swing, which is like more like Tiger Woods Arcade. It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited. It comes out at the end of the month. Can't wait to play more. Yeah. So that's it.
Do you feel like the difficulty is any different? Do you feel like it's the same?
No, I would say the difficulty, the way it can challenge you, is going to be harder. Like chipping is harder right now, but that's because you have skill trees this time around. Like it's much more RPG esque.
And you're playing on the new skill stick, right?
And I'm but it's like I'm playing without a lot of the added benefits that I get. So yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be the best one that they've released so far. This is the third PGA game under the 2K brand. Before it was the golf club, and those games were very bare bones, but they had what they were trying to do.
They're still fun. They were a lot of fun.
Still fun. So
is the swing different in this one too?
It is, yeah.
So
the swing is more
better?
The way that tempo and the way that you swing and how it affects.
It looks
left to
smoother
right
in the trailer. It looks smoother in gameplay.
It definitely is, for sure.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm excited about it, man. It's going to be a
when
blast.
Does it come out?
February 28th for everyone. February 21st for those that buy the deluxe or the legendary edition. So
nice.
I won't be doing that. I'll get the standard edition. I'll give my review a week after it
That
comes
is
out.
wonderful, because I have news for you.
Oh,
You
no.
don't have to purchase the game, Mikey, because I got you a game code. And I would like you to just say thanks and give me a review when you're done.
PGA
giving
2K25?
Yeah, so I would just like you to maybe give me a nice little review in, I don't know, 2 weeks when you're done playing with it and putting a few, however many 100 hours you want to into it. So just kiss the ring.
Wait, are you serious? How'd you get
I'm positive.
Wait,
We don't need to talk about it.
I don't believe you.
You
But
don't have
also,
to.
I'm really trying hard, really, really hard not to be excited right now.
You don't have to be excited. You can believe me when it comes through.
I don't believe you. I
But
feel like this is like one of those shady
I
deals where
will-
they're like, hey, you want to watch episode 1, The Phantom Menace, before it ever comes out? I got this VHS here. And then at the
No.
bottom, it's just all this Arabic subtitle going across the whole screen. And you're like, I don't think I should be watching this. I don't think I'm allowed to do this. So I don't know what kind of shenanigans you have going on, but I'm down and I will give you the best review ever.
Sounds good. Spin that wheel, Nick. We got
Oh,
time for one more.
Do we? Do we?
What are we at?
What time are we at?
55. We got time for one last one. Give
We're
me
at
one quick
55. All right, 5 minutes.
spin. Remove it. Remove the PGA 2K25 demo.
Ready? Yeah. Do it.
Say it again. Just say it.
Remove it. Take it away.
Okay.
Hit and spin that wheel.
Oh, yes. Yes. What a great way to end this. This is my time to shine. Okay, so anybody watch the Grammys? Okay.
Not
No.
like you did.
No, I watched the Grammys. You know, I waited for my girl Chapel Roan to come on and do her thing. Fantastic. Performance was excellent. Voice was fine. I would say it's a live performance, and it was amazing for a live performance. But, you know, it is what it is. Her acceptance speech when she won Best New Artist of the Year was really good. I'm really happy for her standing up for artists that don't make money and demanding that record labels pay health insurance for them. But at the same time, she also has her own controversies everywhere she goes. She had the nail lady. This is, from what I understand, seeing some things on Instagram. She had a nail lady do her nails up. And nails are very important when you're like all dressed up in drag and you're doing all that crazy stuff. Nails are a vital part of the outfit. And she got like the second best person in LA to come do her nails, and she didn't pay that person. She said she was being paid an exposure points or something like that. So that's one little part of the Grammys, juicy details. She did something right, and then she did something completely wrong. It's just the story of Chapel Roan's career, man. Young, she'll figure it out. She seems still like she cares about people, and she's trying to do the right thing. Just making some interesting choices. Okay, but let's get to the best part of the night. This is I'm like, I don't have anything else I want to say. I love the fact that rapper Beef has
Exists.
led to someone winning Record of the Year.
Oh,
Talking about
man.
Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us,
So
or
good.
whatever the album's called. I don't listen to rap music, so I'm sorry, everyone. But I just know the pop culture side of it. But do you know any of this, Nick? Okay. So Kendrick Lamar and Drake have a beef. Okay, you know all that
I
stuff.
was
All
gonna
right.
say.
So yeah, just for listeners' sake, like they have a beef and they did diss tracks against each other. And then I think Drake kind of stepped over some lines. Maybe Kendrick did too. I don't really know. Like it's a diss track. They all step over lines. But Drake really stepped over some lines. Don't know what he said. But then Kendrick Lamar came out with the song Not Like Us, where he definitely calls Drake a pedophile. And he's not overstepping boundaries because he's definitely talking about things that are somewhat knowledge out there. But anyways,
Somewhat.
he makes the song.
They're there.
Yeah, it's there. So he makes the song, and it ends up being a hit. Because it's not just a good diss track; it's actually
song.
a legitimately good song. And dude, it's anyways. So like, he was recognized at the Grammys. He won Record of the Year. So first and foremost, when he walked up on the stage, they didn't even play the chorus of the song. They played the part of the song that everyone loves to sing, which is something, something, A minor. And everyone sings along with it because it's like talking about, it's taking a musical property that is the note A minor, but changing it to be A minor about being with a minor. Yeah. So anyways, that's the part that when he's walking up on the stage to accept the award, that's the part that plays and the entire crowd jumps in and sings it. Dude, Drake is buried, dude. He's never maybe he comes back, maybe he stays as relevant
He's
as
gonna
he is
sing
now.
it at the Super Bowl,
but it's
dude.
yeah. No, Kendrick Lamar, yeah.
Yeah,
is
that's what
gonna
I'm saying. It's
and
all-
he's got
it's-
free reign to sing that song at the Super Bowl. Tomorrow
Yeah.
is going to be fun.
Oh man,
I hope you're
I'm
done
more
with
excited
having
for
to
the
do whatever you
halftime
have
show
to do
than
tomorrow so you can see
anything
this
else.
halftime
Kendrick has
show.
22 Grammys. I
So-
didn't realize that, and he won 4 this
He
year.
he won 5 awards.
What was the 5th?
I don't know, but he won 5
song,
awards.
Rap song, music video, rap performance.
Record of the Year.
Oh, maybe you're right.
But the best part about it to me is that Drake is from Canada. He's a huge Toronto Raptors fan and all that fun stuff. And what did Kendrick Lamar wear when he walked up on the stage? A Canadian tuxedo. All denim, dude. It's so poetic on so many dumb different levels. I love it. Anyways, that's it.
Yeah, he did. He won
Yep.
5. You're correct.
Yep, 5. And that's as many as Drake has in his entire career. Yep.
Wow.
It's fantastic.
That's nuts, man.
Yes, indeed. There's so
Good
much
for him.
going on there.
Okay,
It's so juicy, dude.
So I have a question then for you.
Yep.
Is it time to say that Kendrick Lamar is, and maybe we are not the people to be able to have this discussion?
Probably
but,
not, but I'll give you an answer.
Like, in your mind, in your
Mm-hmm.
opinion, like, who's better than Kendrick, man? Like,
In the current landscape,
just in general, in any landscape. I understand that different eras have different artists that mean so much to it, but I just feel like Kendrick he's just on another level. I haven't ever heard another artist he's just
Dude,
so good.
he is very much so up there with the greats as far as what I think people say and what I understand. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not the right person to comment on that, but yeah, I would definitely
Yeah, I
say
think
he's up
he's one
there
of the
with them.
best.
It's amazing.
All right, Mikey. Well, I appreciate all the discussion tonight, but at some point, I need you to leave this area. I also need Nick to get out because he's sleeping in the corner of the room.
That's not his fault.
He also might not be sleeping. He has insane allergies, and there may be a cat in here, so who knows? Mikey, do you have anything that you'd like to shout out? A good product that you used this week? Anything that was used as a dad that helped you get through the week that you were like, oh, that's neat, or any of the above?
Oh my God. I wish I actually had something prepared. Nope. No, I'm sorry. I got nothing. What's yours? Do you, I'm assuming you have something.
Well, last week I was very angry about the rubber placemat
Sure, sure.
Because it just makes a bigger mess than anything that you've ever had in your life. And I just wanted to follow up with the rubber floor condom. I don't know if you've had the rubber silicone mat that goes on the floor that has all the tongue and groove notches in it where all the food then falls off the table into the silicone mat. It's not working, you know? It just collects more crumbs that are harder to get out, and I'm having a hard time with it. So not enjoying it.
Okay.
But
don't recommend.
I have to shout out the one thing I feel like that has helped Grayson this week, because we're potty training, and it is the Poopy Book song from Coco Melon, that little book that he has that sings the poop song. He loves it, and every time he pushes it, he thinks about going to the bathroom in the big boy potty, and it's brilliant.
Nice.
And it's going to do it for us. That's all I got.
Cool, man.
Everybody, thanks for joining us. Once again, this is the Dad Meets World podcast. This was Dad's After Dark, where we discuss all of the things that we'd like to talk about on a weekly basis, but we just don't have enough time for. Join us again next week. We'll throw some more things on the wheel. We'll see if Nick wants to join us. He may be another absent person again. I don't know if he's ever coming back. Everyone, stay safe out there. Have a good night.